Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me and look into some more Kamigawa green cards. So, let's get right to it. First card is Bamboo Grove Archer. One colorless, one green for a 3/3 enchantment creature with Snake Archer. They does have Defender and Reach. Not that impressive, but it's got a channel ability. 4 colorless, 1 green, discard it, and destroy target creature with flying. Is this a good card? If you're playing it in a defender-centric deck, then it is a good card because it plays as a removal piece and a 3/3 reach creature for 2 mana, protects your face early on. But truthfully, you don't really want a 3/3 vanilla creature for 2 mana even in Commander unless it's doing something useful like Snake Tribal. So possibly not worth it if you're going to go just for that removal ability, but it is a removal ability that can't be countered, except it can be stopped by anything that stops an activated ability. Next, Bearer of Memory, 2 colorless, 1 green for a 3/2 enchantment creature human monk. Pay 5, 1 green, and put a +1/+1 counter on target enchantment creature. It gains trample until end of turn. That is so expensive. These two are the very limited cards. Blossom Prancer, 3 colorless, 2 green for a 4/4 creature spirit with reach. Nice art. When Blossom Prancer enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or an enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you did not put a card in your hand this way, you gain 4 life. 5 mana for a 4/4 with reach. It does give you 4 life unless you decided to draw an enchantment or a creature. I feel like this is good in certain decks, but it's a tricky one. Especially decks where you can bounce it, I guess, or like flicker it might be really good because that's an enter the battlefield ability. Boon of Bosiju. 1 colorless, 1 green for an instant. Target creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among permanents you control. Untap it. That's pretty much like double damage. I'm sorry, double strike. You're going to, if you put this on a 5/5, it's going to get +5/+5. Maybe you can do some crazy things outside of it, but it's actually not that bad. Careful Cultivation, 2 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment aura, enchant artifact or creature. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+3 and has tap, add 2 green. Okay, sure. Channel, 1 green, 1 colorless, discard, Careful Cultivation, create a 1/1 green human monk creature token with tap, add 1 green. Wait, isn't this really decent? Even if you put this on a creature, it's a 3 mana, 2 lands, and if you put this on an artifact, like let's say you have a Soul Ring on turn 1, and then you play it has to be a very specific kind of artifact, like something that doesn't tap for mana, which I guess a lot of people don't play, unless you're an artifact deck that does something weird. So, okay, this is a bit more limiting, but I still like it for its dual-purpose use. If you're on turn 2, you can use this and make a 1/1 human, Llanowar Elf. Or you can wait at 1 more turn, and then you can give something a bit of a bump, and at the same time, make it a bit tanky. Who knows what the bump is going to do, but overall it feels okay. Coiling Stalker, 1 colorless, 1 green for a 2/1 human snake ninja. Ninjutsu, 1 colorless, 1 green. When Coiling Striker deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That does not have a +1/+1 counter on it. Very limited playable, but yeah. Commune with Spirits, 1 green, sorcery. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. We've had quite a few of these cards, so this is just another one. Fade into Antiquity, 2 colorless, 1 green, sorcery. Exile target artifact or enchantment. It is sorcery. Speed, that is terrible. Fang of Shigeki. 1 green for a Death Touch 1/1 enchantment creature, Snake Ninja. This is how you get payoff for your ninjas. You strike in with this. People aren't going to want to block with anything bigger than a 1/1. And then you can ninjutsu in and deal some and get some bonus ability. Favor of Jukai, 3 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment creature. enchantment aura. Enchant artifact or creature as long as the enchanted permanent is a creature gets +3/+3 and has reach. Channel, 1 colorless, 1 green. Discard it. Target creature gets +3/+3 until and gains reach until end of turn. Good in limited. Outside of that, not too sure, but in limited it's insane because when you want it, it becomes a combat trick. And then late game, when you know that they've kind of burned through a lot of removals, you can use this to pump up one of your creatures that can just jump in for a bit or protect your face. Generous Visitor, 1 green for a creature spirit. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's a 1/1, and this is actually a really good card. Geothermal Kami, 3 colorless, 1 green for a 4/3 spirit. When this card enters the battlefield, you may return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand. If you do, gain 3 life. Cool, I don't mind it. Goshinte of Boundless Vigor, 1 colorless, 1 green for a 1/1 legendary enchantment creature shrine with trample. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target shrine for each shrine you control. See, this is an okay card because in a 3-color deck, you could get quite a bit of value for all of your shrines in the Kamigawa limited set. It is unfortunate that a lot of the existing shrines, well, were not creatures, so you're only limited to the new ones, so maybe that is limiting in Commander. Grafted Growth, 2 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment aura, enchant land. When Grafted Growth enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Enchantment land has tap, add 2 mana of any 1 color. This feels okay if you're going for a straight up +1/+1 commander deck, and you just want to add as many of these kinds of cards in as possible to give you like that, I guess, synergy. Greater Tanuki, 4 colorless, 2 green for a 6/5 enchantment creature dog. Are those dogs? Maybe they're dogs. With trample, channel, 2 colorless, 1 green, discard Greater Tanuki. Search your library for a basic land card, put into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. I like those kinds of cards. I like these kinds of cards. It's great and limited, but it's actually kind of cool in an enchantment deck anyways, because instead of playing... I mean, there's so many 2-mana cards that get you cards and put them into field. It's just, once again, a synergy thing. If you really want to go for, like, not insanely powerful cards, but cards that do cool stuff, alternatively, then this is one of those. Harmonious Emergence, 3 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment aura. Enchant land you control. Enchanted land is a 4/5 green spirit creature with vigilance and haste. It is still a land. Okay, if enchanted land would be destroyed, instead sacrifice Harmonious Emergence and that land gains indestructible until end of turn. 4 mana for a 4/5 creature that you can kind of just swing in. It's got vigilance and haste. That feels pretty good to me. You don't really lose anything outside of it. This feels actually kind of good. Higher of Ancient Fang, 2 colorless, 1 green for a 2/3 Snake Samurai. Higher of Ancient Fang enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if you control a modified creature. That's a limited modified card. Historian's Wisdom, 2 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment aura. Jeez. Enchant artifact or creature when Historian's Wisdom enters the battlefield. If enchanted permanent is a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, draw a card. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, gets +2/+1. So it's a 3 mana +2/+1, draw a card if it's the biggest creature. Interesting. I don't know, that's a tricky one. Because it says among creatures on the battlefield, so you can't really control that. Invoke the Ancients, 1 colorless, 4 green for a sorcery. Create 2 4/5 green spirit creature tokens. For each of them, put your choice of vigilance counters or a reach counter or a trample counter on it. So what is that? 5 mana for a 8/10 with vigilance and trample? That feels pretty powerful to me in the right deck. In a token deck, that's 2 colors. This is not something that would be laughed at for Commander. It's not the best card. You're going to be topping out of this in Commando nowadays, but still, it's pretty potent. Jukai Preserver, 3 colors, 1 green for an enchantment creature, human druid. When Jukai Preserver enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Channel, 2 colors, 1 green, discard Jukai Preserver. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. I mean, this is a 4 mana 4/4, and then you've got the ability to channel it, and you can put a +1/+1 counter. So it's like a combat trick, and I think it's okay for what it is. It just depends on how much you care about +1/+1 counters. It's obviously great and limited. Jukai Trainee, 1 colorless, 1 green for a 2/2 human samurai. When Jukai Trainee blocks or becomes blocks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That's the samurai ability. Kami of Transience, 1 green, 1 colorless for a 2/2 creature spirit trample. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. At the beginning of your end step, if an enchantment was put into the graveyard from battlefield this turn, you may return Kami from the graveyard to your hand. This is exceedingly powerful in the right deck. In an enchantment deck, this is amazing. You're never going to not have this card, I guess, unless they exile it. Kappa Tech Wrecker, 1 green, 1 colorless for a 1/3 Ninja Turtle with ninjutsu. When it enters the battlefield with a Death Touch counter on it. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a Death Touch counter from it. When you do, exile target artifact or enchantment that player controls. I wonder if you can double counters. So if this creature has Death Touch, can Atraxa give it another Death Touch counter, so you can kind of like just keep reusing it? Kodama of the West Tree, 2 colorless, 1 green for a 3/3 legendary creature spirit. With reach, modified creatures you control have trample. Pretty powerful. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Feels pretty powerful in my Atraxa +1/+1 deck. Kura of the Boundless Sky, 3 colorless, 2 green for legendary creature Dragon Spirit 4/4. With flying and death touch. Oh, powerful. When Kura dies, search your library for up to 3 land cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle 3 lands. Oh, that's so painful. But it has to die. I don't know if exiling counts as dying. And that we have a lot of exile effects nowadays. Create an XX green spirit creature token where X is the number of lands you control. So this can either become a minimum 5/5 green spirit, or you're going to get 3 lands. I actually think that 3 lands in most cases is going to be better. But yeah, I think that's good value. You're not going to lose much when this card dies, assuming it dies through combat and normal means. March of Burgeoning Life, pay X and 1 green. Instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile any number of green cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Choose target creature with mana value less than X. Search your library for a creature with the same name as that creature. Put onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. What? Choose target creature with mana value less than X. Search your library for a creature card with the same name. Okay, so this is not going to work in Commander. Right? Say same name? Okay. I thought it was going to be kind of cool, but it doesn't look like it's going to work in Commander. It's all singleton. Master's Rebuke, 1 colorless, 1 green for an instant target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and planeswalker you don't control. Very powerful, not a fight mechanic, but still powerful deal damage mechanic. Orochi, Merge Keeper, 1 green, 1 colorless for a 1/1 Snake Druid, which has tap. Add 1 green as long as Orochi is modified. It has tap. Add 2 green. Cool. Roaring Earth, 1 colorless, 1 green for an enchantment. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Damn, that is actually insane in a +1/+1 counters deck. Channel, pay X and 2 green. Discard Roaring Earth. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 green spirit creature with haste. It is still land. I mean, that first ability is actually insane. The second ability is just icing on the top. This is actually a really powerful card. Season of Renewal, 2 colors, 1 green for an instant. Choose one of both. Return target creature card from your hand, graveyard to your hand. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. So 3 mana, draw 2 cards. Best ones in your library. It really depends on what deck you're playing. Shigaki Jukai Visionary. 1 green, 1 colorless for a 1/3 legendary enchantment creature Snake Druid. They're really tacking a lot of stuff on here. Pay 1 and 1 green. Tap. Return a tap and return this card back to your hand. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land from among them onto the battlefield tap. Put the rest on into your graveyard. That's cool. Channel. Pay 2x, 2 green, discard Shigeki. Return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. Both of those feel relatively powerful, but I'm just not too sure what deck you're going to be playing. You can put this in a graveyard deck, but even then, there's actually not many spots open for those nowadays. Spinning Wheel Kick, pay 2x and 2 green for us. 2 colorless X and 2 green for a sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each of X target creatures and/or planeswalkers. Damn. I mean, that's a sorcery speed, but I mean, just wondering. If you pay 4, you take out 1 target. If you pay 6, you take out 2 targets. If you pay 8, you take out 3 targets. If you pay 10, you take out 4 targets. This card doesn't impress me anymore. Springleaf Avenger, 3 colorless, 2 green for a 6/5 with ninjutsu, 3 colorless, 1 green. Whenever Springleaf deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. This card is going to hit like a truck in the right decks. And that is terrifying because it also gives you card advantage. Yeah, that's a powerful ninja. It's a gold. I thought it was actually uncommon or something. Story Weave, 2 colorless, 1 green for an instant. Choose 1. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Put 2 low counters on target saga you control. Next time one or more enchantment creature enter the battlefield under your control this turn, each enter with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Oh my god. So this is amazing for sagas and +1/+1 creatures. Like, why would you even pick the first one? Just pick the second one and then play 2 creatures and get them to get extra +1/+1 cards? I don't know. This feels good in both ways. It's instant as well. Oh, that's insane. Cameo Safekeeping, 1 green for an instant. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 2 life. That is actually really good in green. Weaver of Harmony, 1 green, 1 colorless for a 2/2 enchantment creature, Snake Druid. Other enchantment creatures you control get +1/+1. Pay 1 green, tap, copy target activated or triggered ability you control for any enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah, feels nice. Web Spinner Cuff, 2 colorless, 1 green for a 1/4 artifact creature, equipment Spider. With reach, equipped creature gets +1/+4 and has reach, reconfigure 4. It's not that good. Yeah, it's not that impressive. But, you never know what you're going to be able to use this for. Maybe you can swing in from the +4 side with defender triggers working out. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining and see you in the next one.